Hey you guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel. Peter, that's me, likes books. And I just finished vlogging for the day because I slept straight through the night and I was attempting to early vote, but the line wrapped completely all around the building. So I have chosen to try to vote the day of the election instead. I was just actually looking up all the voting places, and the place that I typically vote is open. The last time they were open, and then for like the primaries or something, I can't remember, or was it the last election? It doesn't matter, but anyway, I went there and they were closed down and I had to go vote. I had like one of the two places to go vote, and so I was looking it up, but it's a fire station close to our house, and it is open for the day of the elections, of which there's like 300 or 400 places, not 300 or 400 places, but a lot. There's probably, I would say, at least 100 places to vote in Indianapolis. Right now to early vote, there are only 5 places, plus the city county building downtown. And I just went to one of the places, and the line was literally wrapped. It was a school township administration building, so it looks like a junior high, about the size of a junior high, and the line was wrapped the entire side of the building, like all the way around half the building. I was like, oh no. I mean, this was like a 3-hour wait. And then when I was looking up times, it just said Indianapolis seeing long lines and wait times for early voting. I've never had that problem voting before. Like, I've always just like walked in and walked out. I don't know, maybe there's higher turns or higher numbers of people turning out to vote this year, is what I'm assuming, since I've read all the articles that say that. Anyway, let's talk about books, shall we? Because that's what we're here for, a booktube video. So I have read quite a bit since my last booktube vlog. First of all, I have to say, yes, I am still completely obsessed with the cozy mysteries. I just finished the 3rd book in, I can't remember what it was called. I can't remember what any of the books are called in the series, but in the Gina de Leon Misfortune series, I just finished the 3rd one. I'm like so in love with those books. If you're looking for a really good series to get into and an easy series to read that you just like cower right through the books, these are so good. And I have to tell you what was so funny. I was on a vlog and I was talking about them, and I didn't understand why they were called the Misfortune series. Like, it just didn't occur to me at all. Because like in the book, her name is Fortune, the main character. Well, the main character's name is Sandy Sue, but she explains that she goes by Fortune. So I didn't understand why it was like Misfortune, like Miss Smith, or, you know, Miss, you know, so-and-so, or Miss Jones, or whatever. I didn't understand why it was Misfortune. And then one night in a vlog, I like said it, and I was like, oh, I get it now, like Misfortune, like she's misfortunate, you know what I mean? Like, I got it all of a sudden. I'm so slow and dumb, like that's how long it took me to get. Anyway, so I finished that, and then I just started, probably like, I'm having a hard time kind of getting into it, although it's good. The first book in the Haunted Library series by Alison Brooks, and it's called Death Overdue. And it's about this woman, and I don't want to say girl, but this woman, and she's like in her early to mid-20s. And she comes back to this town in Connecticut that she used to live in, or that she grew up in. And like, her mom has moved to California, and like it was with somebody new, and like her dad, like you don't really know why, but her dad is in prison, and for something. And so she's living with her aunt and uncle, and she starts working at the library because I think her aunt and her uncle got her the job. But she actually has experience working in the library, but she's kind of like punk rock and different. Like, she colors her hair all these different colors, and she talks about wearing like Doc Martens and stuff like that. It's real cute. So anyway, but she has to kind of like change how she looks because she gets this position offered to her for being in charge, like the director of like the library programs and services. So she like changes up her look, and she's like, I can wear my Doc Martens and leggings on the weekends and stuff. It's real cute. So anyway, and then there's this ghost that talks to her, and the ghost, it's like, it's kind of like at first when I started listening to it, because I'm listening to it on Audible. It's actually free if you have Audible. It's in the Audible included. I was like, this is so corny, like a ghost is talking to the librarian, right? But it's like an old librarian that lived there, and she like whispers stuff in her ear and tells her like what to do and stuff. It's real cute. I mean, it's totally the epitome of a cozy mystery, and straight up to like the Victorian houses and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, then there's this like murder case that happened of this like woman in town who had like was like married and had 2 sons, and like it's a cold case, like it never went like solved. And the detective on the case, like he screwed it up somehow. I can't remember how he screwed it up, but anyway, so now he's like working on a book because he's got like new information about what happened. This all takes place like in the first hour, or first half an hour if you're listening to the book on Audible, or probably first 20 pages if you're reading it. And he is coming to do like this lecture series at the library, right? This is where it's kind of like a cozy, like a corny cozy mystery. Like, she like buys these specific cookies for the thing, and she looks over and he's eating a cookie, and it's not like one of the cookies that she bought, and I like instantly knew that he had been poisoned and he was gonna end up dead. I was like, well, there he goes, he's eating a cookie that nobody knows, right? True enough, he was dead 5 minutes later. So anyway, but it's really cute. I'm in the dark. And then I have been downloading all kinds of free books from the Audible included. I'm obsessed with it. But I actually did buy, what do you call it, a new book. And it was a friend of mine had like shown like he had bought the book and like had a this was not like a booktuber either. It's just like a friend of mine that likes to read a lot. And he like showed the cover on his Instagram story, and I was like, he always reads like really interesting stuff, but like we read a lot that's very similar. And we're not that close, but he's just like, you know, a friend that I used to hang out with back in the day, but I still kind of like follow his stuff. And so I saw him at like Horror Hound Weekend. We have like a lot in common. So anyway, I noticed like one day, like I had read The Cabin at the End of the Woods by Paul Tremblay. Well, like he had read it, then he read it like 2 weeks after. And there was another book that I absolutely loved. And then like after I read it, like I noticed that he posted it on his Instagram, and I was like, oh, like we have like very similar reading tastes. And he's always doing like book hauls, and not book hauls, but he's always buying books and like showing them on his Instagram. So if it's something that looks interesting to me, I like buy it. And there was this one, I think it's called Leave the World Behind. And I was like, what is this? I've never heard of it. So I looked it up on Goodreads, and it looks really, really interesting. I actually read about it on my vlog. It's about this couple who take their teenage son and daughter like out to Long Island, and they rent this house, and then this like New York City has like a blackout or something like that, and so the couple that owns the house, they come to who they're African American, they come to like stay at the house because they have nowhere else to go. And it becomes this whole like thing of like race and who can you trust, and like finding friends in like abnormal places and whatever, like developing relationships with people that you don't know. And it's supposed to be a really, really pivotal novel. So I downloaded that. I'm really excited to start that. I think that's going to be the next book that I read. But I got to finish this Death Overdue, and then I want to read that. And I wanted to get in one other book before Halloween, like a scary book. I actually downloaded another Agatha Christie Halloween book that I wanted to read. It was called, I think it's Halloween Party, actually. And I wanted to read that before Halloween. And then I still have not listened to the book club book, which is Sal Polisi's the Sinatra Bar. But anyway, it's the book for that Mel picked, and I'm excited to read that. I'm reading that next month. But I wanted to read like scary Halloween stuff leading up to Halloween. So I got to read that next week. Which the rate that I'm going through audiobooks right now will be completely fine. The Sinatra Bar? I think it's called the Sinatra Bar. Anyway, and then next month we're reading the JAYCEE DUGGARD books, the first and the second book. You don't have to read both of them, but we're reading both of them. So that's where I'm at with reading right now. I'm like just loving. I really just want to like listen to all of somebody actually commented, because I was like, I don't think I'm gonna make it to my 100 books, because I'm right now at 61, and I'm like, that's basically 20 books a month I have to read for the next 2 months. I don't know how I can possibly do that. And someone was like, if you keep up the rate that you're at right now on those Misfortune Jana DeLeon books, you'll finish 100 books. And I was like, you know what, that's kind of true. Like, if I just kept on listening to those all the way through until I finish the series, because I think I have like 15 more in the series or something like that, like that would be 15 more, and I could listen to 3 or 4 of those a week. So I'm thinking actually about doing that. It's just like listening to those straight through. Oh my God, just having a whole month of like that would be all I read. I've never done that before with a series. It might be kind of fun, you know? I don't know, I think maybe I'll do that after I read the Sal Polisi book, and then I'll read the JAYCEE DUGGARD book later in the month. So, also this, I guess it's I'll talk to Mel about the book club, because it's supposed to be a week from Sunday. But I just got something about my nephew's, his birthday party, so I don't know that I'm gonna be able to do it that night. That day we may have to move it again. Oh my God. Anyway, unless I think it might be the day before. Anyway, we'll figure it out. So that's what's going on for all my scary Halloween reads. Oh my gosh. I really wish I would have done like a scary, like, well, I don't think I'm almost positive she didn't do, Lala didn't do Spookathon this year. But I wish I had done like a scary, like Booktube readathon or something, you know, but maybe in November I'll do a readathon, we'll see. Anyway, I'm passing half-price books right now. I should pull in there, shouldn't I? But I don't need any more books, so. All right, you guys, I love you, and I will see you in my next Booktube video. Bye! Tell me what you're reading below. I love you. Bye.